where our opinions are wrestling. So, so episode 2. Yes, I'm finally getting better at myself. I'm getting better at getting organized. So, yeah, I'm going to do like how I did for my original podcast. So, first things first, 25th anniversary of Triple H. Holy moly. Many wrestlers out there don't, I don't say last long, but have an extended career. A career where you're continuing wrestling and being part of the program for many years, and it's very rare. Well, not very rare, but it's a lot of wrestlers, over the years have had trouble with substance abuse, as well. A lot of them got out of the game in order to live a regular life. Being in front of a TV audience and everywhere you go, where people recognize you, that can be hard and quite difficult. So, the celebration of Triple H for the 25 years is it's really good. I enjoy how they did it on SmackDown, and it involved Shawn Michaels, kind of like a little roast, which is pretty good. I like it. You make a little fun about it. And it's Triple H. He went by as Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and prior to that was John Locke. I can't pronounce it. John Paul Levesque in WCW, and many people remember Terrorizing. His other name prior to that. But one of the things I want to point to, it's you see the evolution, no puns intended, of Triple H becoming from where he was at to now. It takes time for a wrestler to build your persona. Takes time for a wrestler to build your body, and takes time for a wrestler to build your brand. So you have a guy like Triple H who's been wrestling for over 25 years, and it took him a long time to get there. It works for some people, it doesn't work for others, so it just depends on how you do it. And for him, it was just a lot of hard work and sacrifice and building. He has a good head on his shoulders as well, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. So congrats again to Hunter Hearst Helmsley, aka Triple H, on those 25 years. He's still been influential, such as with the NXT brand. Building, hopefully we'll see the next Triple H. And no, I know you guys are thinking it's Tommaso Ciampa. No, but he is out there, and so we'll see from there. So congrats again to Triple H. Another thing that I want to talk about in this episode that has been going on for years, many years, and that is, who is your Mount Rushmore in professional wrestling? So many people have so many different opinions on who they have. I started watching wrestling when I was a child back in 1994, 93, 94. So I remember watching, to me, I love watching that era of WWF. Many people didn't like it because a lot of characters, but I dig the characters. So you had the Shawn Michaels, Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, Diesel, Big Van Vader, Minotaur, Doink the Clown, Jerry Lawler, Bret Hart, Owen Hart, King of Hearts, and so on. Aldo Montoya, Man of War. I grew up on that. This is prior to the Attitude Era, and I love that. Oh my God, Sonny. Oh my Sonny. But yes, so I'm gonna start from there, from my Mount Rushmore. I'm not going to dig back to the 70s, 60s, and 50s where I didn't live to that. Of course, I can read about it and watch videos, but how will that be my Mount Rushmore? You know, so you see what I mean? You know, like everyone's Mount Rushmore is different because it's what time they came into wrestling and became a fan of wrestling to acknowledge it. So I understand if some of your favorites not in there, or there's some wrestlers in there that you'd be like, why is he there? And you need to understand that our Mount Rushmores are different. Walk it off. So here's my Mount Rushmore of wrestling. It's not in any order. Hulk Hogan. Leader of the NWO. He was the goody guy in WCW, and then left to be part of Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, which was Razor Ramon and Diesel back in WWF, to WCW, and become part of literally the most powerful group ever, the NWO. So I was a huge Razor fan. I still am, but Scott Hall fan, Razor fan. So when he showed up in WCW, that was an oh snap type of thing, you know what I mean? So we'll go from there. So Hulk Hogan, top of the pie chart, top of that, because of what he did in WCW and changing wrestling. I don't care what he did in the 80s and revolutionized it there. What he did in the late 90s was astronomical. Next one, where you can say is he did way better than Hogan money-wise and number-wise, is Steve Austin. Well, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Steve Austin changed wrestling 2 years after Hulk Hogan changed wrestling. That's nuts. That's why people love the 90s, because you had so much innovation in that short span of time. So Steve Austin, I love this story where he started off at WCCW, which is the Van Von Erichs in Dallas, and then went to WCW as Stunning Steve Austin. I love watching his matches in WCW. Him against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, as well as Dustin Rhodes and stuff like that. So when he left to go to ECW and then afterwards to WWF as the ringmaster, that fizzled out, and then he became Stone Cold Steve Austin, it was a magical change. You know, it saved WWE. Hogan may have built WWE, but Steve Austin was the one that saved it. Powerful. But I loved his wrestling, I loved his theatrics, I loved him keeping the crowd going, keeping the crowd enthusiastic with it. So it was good and good fun. My next one is, of course, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, man. This guy oozes machismo. Pun intended. But the Nature Boy, watching him on WCW, doing his thing, his classic matches with Sting, phenomenal. And then going to WWF, doing some great matches as well as managing the Evolution. Dude, insane. He lived it up to the persona. He is a Nature Boy. He wearing those $4,000 suits, Rolex watches, limousine riding. That's Flair. But he was there and innovate with everybody. He built superstars. He made you look good while making money at the same time. So that's what I loved about him. So he's part of my Mount Rushmore. The last one, I had to think hard about this one. Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels helped WWE in many ways. A lot of it may not have been positive, but it shaped the people around him to do better. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Triple H, he shaped the people around him. And I enjoyed his Intercontinental title matches growing up against Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. And I also enjoy what he's doing now, helping the future of NXT. True story, when I was a kid, there was a place where I'm from in Harlingen, Texas called the JD Hall. little ring dinky little $2 place, and it was a wrestling event there. It was headlined by Drink the Clown. It was me, my sister, and my dad. I was very young. I don't know if my mom went too. I don't remember that. Shawn Michaels was there doing a free autograph signing. So I took my WWF magazine at the time to get it signed, and then my sister got a picture of Shawn signed as well. But I was able to shake Shawn's hand, and man, that was a fine grip right there. When I bring up the story, it's because many people don't have fond memories of that time of Shawn. I had a fond memory where he signed an autograph for a fat kid, and then shook his hands afterwards, smiled, and said thank you to me. You don't forget things like that. And plus, he's Mr. WrestleMania as well, so of course. So that's my Mount Rushmore: Hogan, Austin, Flair, and Michaels. Yours might be different than mine. If you want to put it in the comment section what's your Mount Rushmore, you're more than welcome. Go ahead. I want to see who you pick. And lastly, on the podcast, I know I'm doing a little small podcast today. I'm doing it weekly now, so we'll just do a little bit of news that's going on in wrestling today. Lacey Evans and King Corbin qualified for the men's and women's Money in the Bank matches this past Friday night SmackDown. Lacey Evans did defeat Sasha Banks, and Corbin did defeat Drew Gulak, but that's huge for Lacey Evans. She had my heart for WrestleMania for winning the SmackDown Women's title from Bayley. Well, I hope this is another update for her to continue to grow and continue to build. So I'm excited for next week's Money in the Bank matches. It'll be Otis versus Dolph Ziggler and Mandy Rose versus Carmella. So that's going to be quite interesting since they had that big match at WrestleMania. So that should be interesting and fun. So other news, I did not get to watch AEW Wrestling. I was doing another podcast that day. I believe Sammy Guevara defeated Darby Allin. I'm not sure. Let me check that out. I know they're doing for the TNT Championship, which is smart. Yeah, I can't find it, so just take my word for it. I did not get to watch AEW Wrestling. I watched a little bit of Monday Night Raw, but just it's that crowd, no crowd, and it just didn't feel right. So I didn't get to watch too much of that, but I did enjoy Friday Night SmackDown. It was fun. It was good. I digged it. It was a tough week this week for myself, so utilizing that from the wrestling, this was good. It was good, but I know people enjoyed watching AEW that night. I didn't get to watch NXT very much. I had on the TV earlier, but I did a taco run. So yeah, that's why this week was just mainly about Mount Rushmore and Triple H. So I'll try to watch more next week. So I'll let you guys go from there. Be sure to like and subscribe to this page. I know I'm going to upload this a little bit to YouTube. I'm live now on Mixer, so be sure to like my page, check it out. I'll do it again next week. The Mark Wrestling Podcast, where our opinions are wrestling and it's only wrestling. Alright guys, if you drop spotlight, we'll see you inside the ring.